The day was full of conversations, but the Lord led us to a woman searching for hope in psychedelics. Without the Holy Spirit, that's dangerous.
We're trying to meet 1,000 followers today to help send veterans over to Mexico to do psychedelics to help them move through their PTSD. When they come out of moving through that trauma, they're able to reintegrate back into like work and family. What we're trying to do is help build veterans and the community, but especially veterans back up in every way we can. They've been thrown a plethora of pharmaceuticals from the VA. We also help them with CBD and THC products to do like a holistic approach to natural aromatherapy, just everything, the whole family too. Not THC for the kids, but obviously like CBD and aromatherapy. I've actually gone down to Mexico and done bufo. I've lost 2 babies, and I was able to move through the loss of my babies when I was in Mexico on bufo. It can happen for like the deepest traumas that we have. It's a natural way that we want to help people reintegrate back into life.
What's your name? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name's Kelly. I didn't
Kelly?
tell you my name.
Okay, I'm Cole. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm Green Spirits Healing. We're a veteran nonprofit. My partner Samba is a veteran, and he was in the Navy for 8 years. He came out with a plethora of health conditions,
Sure.
a lot of mental health issues. Started to do like microdosing and chonga. Chonga is DMT and ayahuasca laced tobacco. Microdosing, macrodosing, psilocybin. What that does is it helps us start moving into the feelings that we have. It helps us connect to those feelings and figure out why we're feeling them and how we can move through them. We try to figure out the best, basically psychedelic or plant medicine for the
Right.
person that we're helping. It's all done to help veterans. There's no strings attached.
Yeah, and that was the heart behind it. I didn't fight the war overseas, but I fought the war at home. I was a police officer for 13 years. As you can imagine, I've seen some of the most hideous things that you can think of.
Yeah.
I got really depressed, and I had no hope, because how do you help people in almost hopeless situations? You know, I'm sorry you said you lost 2 children.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't even know how to have that conversation with somebody. When I walk into their
It
room,
took me 3 years to get to a point where I can tell you that without crying. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of intention. You have to be willing to do the work. We can help guide you, but you have to be the one that ultimately does the work.
Right.
And so you have to be ready to do the work. The work's hard. It's hard to connect back to who we truly are
Yeah.
and what we're truly about without all the BS that life has put on
Right.
us. Just to let you know, first responders, we help as well.
no, I assumed. And that was, like I say, my heart kind of went out to that, because, you know, when I go and knock on doors and I tell somebody, and that mother starts crying the second she sees me, and I'm telling them that I'm so sorry, but your 15-year-old daughter's not coming home. How do you help people? The government wasn't helping, and there was nothing that and it broke me. Kelly, that's when I found Jesus. Because he showed me that,
Awesome.
because that was the thing I couldn't figure out. How do I bring hope into a hopeless situation?
It's hard.
The thing I realize is I can't do the work. Jesus did the work for me on the cross. There's nothing that I could ever do to be made righteous. Can I give you one thing before I take
totally,
off? I would love to give it. It's just a
Totally.
gift I give to people.
Yeah.
Can I explain those in like 10 seconds?
totally.
I always say this is the problem, this is the solution, right? The thing that unites us all out here. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic. Romans 3:23. We've all made mistakes and fallen short of the glory of God. I've screwed up. The Bible calls that sin.
Yeah.
Sin separates us from God
Right.
temporarily, right? But we're all on death row. I've lied, I've cheated, I've stealed, right?
We are.
And that's what Romans 6:23 says. The wages of our sin is death. Death is permanent separation from God. If I were to uproot that tree over there, it's going to die. Why?
Yeah.
Because it separates
Yeah.
from the ground.
From all the roots.
That's why my favorite verse in the whole Bible is on the other side. 2 Corinthians 5:21. He, talking about Jesus, who knew no sin, he became sin so that we might become righteous. I don't know how things are going to go here on earth.
Right.
People might get over their ailments. They might not.
Yeah.
But here's what I know. Our time here on earth is a nanosecond in comparison to the eternity. And that's the
yeah.
hope that I'm talking about. Somebody that has no hope on earth, and there's nothing I can do to give them hope.
Yeah.
I can give them hope knowing that there will be reconciliation
Yeah.
with your child again.
Yeah.
Can I pray for 30 seconds? Can I pray for you?
Psychedelics will open doors to the spiritual realm without the covering of the Holy Spirit. Jesus is the only one who guarantees healing, peace, and hope. That's why we listen, love, and share the gospel.